Super excited for this video. This is going to be my first collection showcase. Starting us off, I'm going to be showcasing my Warren Spahn collection. Now, this might be a little bit of an odd one, but I'll explain. So when I first started getting into vintage baseball cards and learning more about the history of the players in the game and their stats and how that kind of corresponded with their card values, I felt that Warren Spahn, for like what he had accomplished statistically, historically, as well as like the time period that he played, meaning like what time period his cards are from, like the values and other factors made him like appealing to be a place to start. And I always loved pitchers. I know that pitchers are definitely a little bit cheaper, which is awesome. Again, it was easier for me to get these cards because they are cheaper. And I think he's one of the best of all time. So let's start this off with the 1962 Sporting News All-Star PSA 4. So these are a part of the oldest ones that I have. Still looking to add one of the 65, him as a pitching coach on the Mets, making that my oldest, but so far we're starting with 62. Here's just the base, PSA 4. Again, nice centered example. It's a nice 4, the 100th card in the set. Maybe not even nicer, but a SGC 5. Little less off-centered. Little less centered. One of my favorite cards. 1962, Spahn shows no hit forms, PSA 5. I do believe I sent this one out for grading myself. I bought this raw, sent it out for grading. Probably wasn't worth it. Like, I don't think this card is worth more than what I played plus to get it graded. But just a nice example to have. Hopefully it's worth more. This is one I took a risk on. Really wish this would have came back a 9. I mean, I wish I could show this up close. Maybe I'll show the SGC scans. But this is a beautiful, beautiful card. I bought this. It was in, one of those kind of faker slabs as a 9. I believe it was like a GIA slab, if you've ever seen those. But, like, it's got some bubbling on the back, if you can see that. But, I mean, the corners are super sharp. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. One of my favorites. That's why I'm showing it a little bit more. But anyways, cracked it out of that, sent it to SGC, only came back in 8. Little disappointed. I'd like to maybe revisit that in the future. See if they change their mind. Here is a 1959 Topps SGC 6. Very nice example as well. I think got this for a great price. I think the next one sold for like almost triple what I paid for mine in the last 2 sales. So super weird. Here's a 58 Topps Sports Magazine All-Star. Again, one of my favorite cards. Love that blue background. Love the red background. For the AL, just a beautiful card. Love this set in particular. Moving on. 57. One of the first kind of slabbed ones that I had bought. Got it in a deal with a few cards. So 357. I do believe this is one of his Cy Young years. This is a nicer centered 3. Here's a good example to compare the two. I mean, same grade. One's a little bit more off center. So the color looks fairly similar, but moving on to the second stack, starting the heavy hitters, starting with the 1956, might be my favorite set. It's a low grade example, a PSA 2, but still got good color. You could still really appreciate the age, but like a solid example's definitely got a rounded corner. This is a credit card for sure. Moving up, we have a lower grade, but in my opinion, a sharper example. It just has this tape stain, which I'm sure you could see. That makes this a 1, but if you take a close look, it's actually rather sharp. So, if I ever do one day, you want to crack that out, try and get the tape out. Look at that back. It's a 1. It's interesting. It's an interesting conversation. We got my best graded example, 5. I mean, look at the color on that beauty. And let me tell you, he looks great in the tux. He looks great in a tux. Love the 56. Top that off with the purple ink auto. Not a center that I like, but graded as a 2 as well. So that completes the trifecta, or the quadfecta of those boys. The 56, love that set. I guess you could tell. 55-3. My one knock, and you know, obviously these were made so long ago, I obviously don't love that they used the same picture. You know, I would have loved to see a different picture there, but you know, you beggars can't be choosers. They're still beautiful cards. The history, you know, in this year's set of tops, just to have, you know, his card and looking here, a beautiful example. This looked way better going in. I thought this could have possibly done as well as a 6. Maybe I'm a little soft over there, but beautiful example, I think. Some printer lines. So I guess you could justify the 4 there. The PSA 1.552. So we don't have a 53. I actually feel like 53s have most commonly the best centering and the best examples that I've seen, and they all go for a decent price. You do see this one as a crease up the middle. That's where it got the 1.5. But I mean, if you're looking from back here, that looks like a good enough card. I mean, I know when you really get up close, it's even hard to see, but that looks like a nice card from a yard away. 1.5, 52. Moving up, this is an older slab, a 3. It's got some marks here, crease. I really, but I mean, again, put it back there. Crease to the top as well, it looked like. No, maybe not, actually. But, you know, nice example from afar. First one was a black back, actually. Yes, it did mention that. Then my example, I bought this card raw, sent it in to get graded. There you go. 3, got a little crease in this corner. Lastly but not least, our last graded cards, which are the 51 Bowman. I just ended up buying a 1 of this example when I didn't have one, just wanted it. Then ended up being lucky enough to be able to get this 5, which again looked way better going in. I mean, might be hard to see on the phone only, but I mean, it's a sharp card. But the collection would not be complete without this beauty, a beautiful screw down. Shout out Ben for this one. This is the rookie, man. So hopefully we can have many more of these, as well as many more of every other one we had here. Let me know if you like that. I'm going to be doing all the Metsies. Obviously, we got a lot of Mets players, but wanted to start with the vintage one because I thought that was cool. Again, from an investment, kind of different place to put your money. I appreciate it if you watch it, and till the next one.